Bienvenue. Welcome. I think that's German.
Welcome. Nine.
Welcome back to Sopranos Prima Volta. Pellegrino. Le Croix.
Le Croix.
It might be French.
Le Quo.
Le Quo.
Le Quay.
Le Quay.
Le Quay.
I like that. Respect.
Respect.
Now, we do have to apologize. There was no show last week.
Yes.
But we're back this week for another Sunday dinner.
Yes.
Hope you're
Sunday
enjoying.
sauce with the family.
And before we go any further, can we dedicate today's show to the late, great Ray Liotta?
Oh, God.
I mean,
Yeah.
was that not the saddest thing? Ray Liotta.
Well, I think in the past week there's been much
I meant
more
on
sad
the
things.
day. Just the saddest thing
Of the day?
Thursday.
Well, we haven't really checked into the news yet, but for now, I think, fingers crossed, this is the worst thing
The
to
saddest
happen
actor
in the next week.
related thing.
The saddest Italian actor to have died today.
The saddest thing to happen to somebody from Goodfellas
Yes.
today.
Yep. You're
Thursday.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. We narrowed it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe we should have dedicated this to Ray Liotta.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Sopranos related. That's why.
Why?
Ray Liotta's not Sopranos related? David Chase loves Goodfellas.
Was he in Sopranos?
No.
Oh. Well, he did influence.
And they wanted him to be in Sopranos. Did you know that? The David
No.
Chase tried to get Ray Liotta. Or he either tried to get Ray Liotta to be in Sopranos or...
As what character?
I don't remember. I
Melfi?
remember. Yeah, it was Dr. Melfi. I need one of the hills to be Dr. Melfi. Yeah, I don't remember what character it was. I'm sure one of the commentators will leave it in the
Yes,
commentators.
thank you. Commendatory.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was either he was either too recognizable. There was some story. We'll have to look it up.
Well, I know Melfi, Lorraine Bracco was offered Carmela, and she was like, I've already done the mob wife thing. I don't want to
Yes.
do it, you know. Yeah, God bless. Ma salud, Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
You know what? I have a Whitman's Ray.
Oh, I knew it.
that one goes out to Ray.
I said, what could make Ray feel... Oh, chocolate nut fudge? Is this a sampler?
It's a sampler for Ray.
Oh, for Ray.
For
For Ray.
chocolate for every time he touched our heart.
There's
9.
22 in here.
Oh, 22.
22. And assorted, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Assorted. It's a sampler.
Just like him. He was assorted, played so many different roles.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to take that
diverse.
back. You know, okay. You know how he's Sopranos related?
Huh.
He's in The Many Saints of Newark.
Well, I don't know about that. I've never seen it.
Well, I'm telling you now. It's not a spoiler.
Oh.
You know, he's Dickie Moltisanti's uncle or something.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, you always talk about how much you love Goodfellas and how
I
you
do.
love going through the Sopranos
I
for
do.
good. You don't seem to care at all about the
What
late
am I
great
gonna
Ray
do?
Liotta.
Hey, what can you do?
That's
Huh?
a good point.
What can you do?
You really are like one of those mob guys who's doing business at a funeral because it's over.
It's over.
You have adopted
What do you
that.
want?
You've adopted that from the Sopranos that if a guy's gone, he's gone. We're moving on.
He's gone. You don't know how many times with my karm I go, what do you want? What are you going to do? Huh? Yeah. Well, you know. And then that's
He's not
an
earning
argument that
anymore.
I've gotta, no, he's not. He's not earning.
Carm doesn't like that.
No, she's like, where's emotion? I'm like, what do you want from me? Huh? What do you want me to do?
The Sopranos has excused
Oh, yeah.
your dark, empty soul.
Well, I got into another Tony situation.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What happened?
But this time I won. I really
Why did-
feel like
do you think-
I was
Did you
like a
motherfucking
Tony.
fucking one?
I was like, yes, I was like a Tony Feach Lamanna. I really,
Ooh.
I like Feach.
Yeah, I mean, 3 episodes as of today into season 5.
Whew.
You love Feach.
Love Feach.
So aggressive.
Yeah, he's really, I like him better than, we'll get into it. But anyway, okay, all right, look, real quick, let's get through it real quick.
Oh,
I ride a bike in the city, Madome, and I hate when people ride down the wrong way in a one-way. It's happening all the time. It's very dangerous. Usually I'm a paisan. I go, hey, pal, watch it. Hey, wrong way. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? You know, hey, nice. Gabagool.
right.
This time I was in a mood. And I said, wrong way, asshole.
Oh, my. That was the Sopranos talking.
Madame. So I go down the block. All of a sudden, the guy comes, cuts me off, gets off his bike. He's French. And he's like, qu'est-ce que c'est, man? Jean-Philippe. No, he's like, you call me the asshole? You call me asshole? Fuck you.
Ooh.
And he pushed me and smacked my coffee out of my hand.
Ah, he got you.
Oh, he got me.
Yeah.
He got me, but Tony always gets him in the end.
Did you shoot him?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's what Tony would have done.
I killed a guy.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Are you sure you want to say this?
Oh, I shouldn't have talked about it.
You know what? It's New York. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Big deal.
It's like The Sopranos. They always get away with it.
Yeah.
I
How
will
did the
too.
Sopranos get away with it? Have you seen the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My lawyer's David Chase. No, the guy pushed me, smacked my coffee out of my hand. So I shot him with a big old smoker's loogie right in the old kisser.
You spit in the guy's face?
Oh, yeah.
That's assault, brother.
That's assault, brother. Well, he assaulted me with his push and smack.
That's fair.
So I spit in that frog's face and I got on my bike. When he got back on his, cut me off again, got off, started cussing at me, walking towards me. So I took my bike lock and I was like, you want to be fucking tough? It's like, you push me. What are you going to do? Huh? You want to go? Fuck you. And he goes, whoa, no. And took out his phone to record me. I go, you're taking out your phone, you tattletale bitch. And then I get back on my bike and I go back to France, pussy. And I rode off and people were jaw on the floor. And I ride by and I go, welcome to New York. And I just went off. And funnily enough,
Yeah.
it made me late to my psychiatrist appointment.
It was a day, huh? Yeah.
Yep, made me late to Melfi.
It would have been great if when he pulled out his phone, you went, hey, buddy, you just got financed.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah.
Damn. Next
Isn't
time.
Isn't it fun to know that somewhere that footage just exists?
No, he didn't record. He took it out and started to record. And that's when I was like, I got to get out. And that's when I was like, you tattletale bitch. And I spit off.
Go back to France.
Go back to France, pussy.
They're freedom fries.
Yeah. And guess what? I ain't no fucking Artie. I took care of Jean-Philippe.
Yeah, you did.
I don't need Tony to cover my tracks.
You don't think that Jean-Philippe would have kicked your ass like the...
No.
He wouldn't have torn your earring out?
No. And let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I felt free to act the way I did because this was a Jean-Philippe.
I see.
If I was Christopher
Yeah.
riding through Newark trying to get some H and it was some of those fellas, I'd have certainly, no problem, gang.
Christopher
have
was-
a good one.
Christopher was on drugs, and they explained to him peacefully why it was a bad idea for him to lip off to them.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked his ass.
Yeah. Well,
That
that's
would've
not
happened to
happening
you,
with
too.
Jean-Philippe.
Not with Jean-Philippe.
But if it
no.
was one of the brothers, I'd have been very polite.
Hey, qu'est-ce que c'est, man?
Okay, kasi, man. Hey, no big a deal. But yeah, you gotta pick the fires you want to put out.
Yeah,
in
this
life.
doesn't seem like one that was worth it.
Felt good.
It did?
Yeah.
Do you regret 1 second of it?
No.
Did you tell your Karma about it?
Oh yeah.
What'd she say?
Tony.
She,
Ooh.
Tony.
Oh,
All of a
Tony.
sudden you became Furio.
You're such a man.
You became Furio.
I know,
all of a
my
sudden.
nose grew and I started to sob.
Yeah. That Italian music started playing in Carm's head.
My hair went into a ponytail and we were on a conga line.
You got a bee on your head.
And then the next day I disappeared.
By the way, before we get into season 5, episode 3, Where's Johnny?
Yeah.
As of episode 3, what do you think's going on with Furio? Anything?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of forgot he existed till you just said his name. I don't know.
Poor
He's
Furio.
fucking gone.
He's gone.
Being a little cuck boy back in Italy.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
Well, look, we maybe the reason you forgot about Furio was because season 5, episode 3, Where's Johnny? We meet Lorraine Caluso.
Dude.
Lorraine is you said it couple episodes ago. You said you wanted to know more about New York.
I did.
Yes,
I
you
thought
did.
of that today. I was like, you know what? I was either a fortune teller or a fucking moron to not think we were going to see more New York.
I
but
say
it's what I
soothsayer.
wanted, and I got it.
Nostradamus was an Italian.
Yeah, Nostradamus, because it's big.
Yeah, Delaware Italian.
Delaware Italian.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
va.
You got your... Hey, qu'est-ce que c'est, man?
I got what I wanted.
Yes. And we're seeing some of the inner workings. We're now seeing Carmine, Lil Carmine, and Johnny are certainly not on the same page in terms of who's going to be taking over the operation.
No.
But yeah, Lorraine is she's not maid, obviously, because she's a woman.
I didn't really know who Lorraine was. I just know she's a fox. Good guy.
Yeah,
She's
she is.
Foxy lady.
She's a cougar.
She got some big old meatballs.
What? Oh,
Are they called meatballs?
I don't think so. I think that's slang for testicles.
No. You
think
talk
so.
about women's boobs, they meet the balls. You want to taste a little lasagna down there.
Is that testicles?
That's a pussy. Testicles would be a bolognese.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And the cock's braciole.
Okay, I've never been to Italy, so I don't know.
I've never
also
been to Delaware.
Boom.
See, this is Delaware Italian.
Boom. By the way, Rosebud Baker was on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts over the week, and we said Delaware sucks. The best thing that's come out of Delaware is Ian Fidance.
Fuck you.
And then Rosebud said, he's so annoying. I love him. He's so annoying.
Yeah, that's kind of who I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She said she was tired of you because you loved turtlenecks. Because you went on stage and somebody was wearing a turtleneck and you were like, I love turtlenecks. And she couldn't stand your optimism. I said, that's her problem.
Yeah. Sorry we can't all be fucking followed around by a rain cloud. You know?
No, I get it.
Jesus Christ, lady.
Yeah. I shouldn't have told you this. You're thinking about the French guy right now and you're putting too much anger into it.
I'm going to cake a see her later.
Oh, no,
Tell you that much.
Don't bring your bike lock.
Bring Luger.
Don't spit in her face.
All right, you're right.
So Lorraine, like, go ahead.
Let me just say, Lorraine, first of all, she's got real racist mouth. Jesus Christ, lady.
She's old school.
I think that's the first time we've heard that. Or no, we heard a guy say it once.
Right.
But it is funny. Every time something like that is said, there's retribution.
Yeah.
I notice that. Every time that word is
interesting.
said,
That's
the
interesting.
character that says it gets got.
Well, they're a bad person.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Phil Leotardo, what are you thinking of Phil now? Because this is also...
I sent you this.
Yeah,
I
you
texted
did.
you this intro. This is the greatest entrance I've ever seen in my entire life. I rewound and watched it so many times. Phil, just thinking of you. Those Islander tickets, right? How about this humidity? Slap. Amazing. Best entrance ever. How about this humidity? Boom. I'll suck your cock. She good? What am I saying? You're probably the one that taught her.
The boyfriend's just on the floor, pinned
Oh
down.
my God. Shooting her through a phone book. She lives.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Her go-to thing. I'll suck all your cocks. That was hot. I'd have liked to see that.
What?
Yeah.
All of them?
I love it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, okay, all right, that's cool.
What, you're not into that? Wishing you were the girl?
What?
So,
I mean, not this.
Paulie and Lorraine.
It's the power dynamic. So yeah. So Lorraine, Phil politely turns down her offer of oral sex to him and his fellas.
Calls her a skank.
Calls her a skank. Humiliates her boyfriend, by the way, who is big and handsome as he is.
Also, Delaware
little
doesn't
useless.
suck because I am the most best thing to come out of it. That makes Delaware great that it would breed someone as wonderful as me. Continue.
Well, you're the top, though. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying, like, if you're the number one, the scale's doesn't go that high.
So that's saying that I'm not good.
I didn't say you're not good. You're just not the greatest thing. It doesn't. Yeah. So back to Phil.
First of all, Joe Biden's from Delaware.
Norton said you would bring up Joe Biden.
Yeah. And guess what? The further down the scale he falls, the higher up I climb. So it was Joe Biden, Ian, and now it's Ian, Joe Biden down here. And I would say that makes Delaware great Delaware sucks because I'm the most well-known from. Fuck you. Delaware rules because it made Ian.
It's a strong argument.
Call up Rosebud.
I'm the one that said Delaware sucked because of Ian. They just agreed with me.
What? I'm gonna fucking Molotov cocktail Sam Triali's.
No. I said it with love.
Yeah, well, must be opposite day. I'll tell you that much.
Friends like this, who needs
enemies? Speaking of enemies, Tony and Tony.
Yeah.
Tony
Blundetto.
Tony Soprano with his little, oh, there goes Mr. Clean, his little comments. What the fuck happened with him and Tony Blundetto? Are we ever going to see a flashback? Are we ever going to know what happened to them that set them on these different paths? Because I am dying to know specifically how they were so close. Something happened, and now it's like, why did he go to jail for 15 years and Tony didn't?
I don't know.
What was it?
What do you think?
Or some sort of heist or something, or I don't know. But Tony Blundetto got caught, and Tony did. They keep alluding to it. I want to know definitively what the fuck happened.
Well, I mean, it's only 3 episodes in.
Well, tell me.
You're getting impatient?
Yes.
I got you.
I'm getting very impatient.
You want to know.
I want to know.
You sense attention. So when you say Tony making all his comments about Mr. Clean, Tony, what did you think?
Well, that was a double entendre.
Tell me.
Mr. Clean, because he's cleaning linens, and at the same time, Mr. Clean, he's living a clean life.
Yeah, but mocking both of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you saying that you find it odd that Tony went from having such reverence for him to now mocking his lifestyle choices, or what are you getting at by bringing up that observation?
Yeah, I think it is odd that Tony is, like mocking him and everything. And it may be a form of jealousy that Tony, and also like, Feach and Tony Blundetto kind of have like this odd street cred because they legit did time. They took the fall. They didn't rat. They fucking did their time. And it made them like tougher and more like legends in a way. And I'm almost seeing this juxtaposition between like Feach and Paulie, Tony and Tony. Like it's almost like Tony and his crew are like kind of soft in a way.
Yeah, and the fact that they're the old school guys. So not only did they do time and not only did they do serious stuff that would get them time, but Tony and all his crew, like other than maybe Paulie and Sil, would have been young 15 years ago. They would have been looking up to, especially Feach would have been looking up to him. Right? So yeah, but they still have to assimilate into what the world has become now. And I think that that's a great point. I think that you wonder if Tony is jealous of the fact that Blundetto is able to get out of this cycle, this hamster wheel that Tony Soprano is stuck on. But I also think that he loses respect for people who aren't affiliated with this thing of ours.
Yeah, in a way. But again, I also think like just the toughness of Tony and Feach going away. Like,
yeah,
Feach is so quick to anger and he like strikes fear in people, in a way that like Tony does. But I don't know. I think there's some credibility that these two have that Tony will never have because Tony has never.
Unless he goes away.
Yeah, but he never has. And these guys went away and came out, and it gives them sort of this, like I said, credibility that Tony and his crew don't have in a way. Like it just seems like they're softer than these fucking guys.
Right. And there's also that experience, right? Like there are certain stories and certain just life experiences that these other guys have had that Tony and his crew can't relate to. All they can do is sit in the chair and listen when these guys are telling certain stories, whether it's about the way things were before they went in or whether it's about life on the inside,
Yeah, and it's like almost like softer to pull the trigger and like get away with it, but to get caught and like do hard time, it's like way more of like a tough thing in a way.
Were you when Tony meets with Lorraine and then he meets with Johnny and were you under the impression that Johnny Sack would be okay with a power sharing?
No, but again, it makes Tony look soft because
that Johnny said no?
yeah, like Tony is. It seems as if Tony is losing his teeth. Like he no longer has like a bite. Like he no longer has a sting to him, and it seems like his power has been kind of shrinking in a way.
I guess that's because of all the change, right? Like it's like he doesn't have his finger on the pulse of what's going on in New York, obviously. But also, you are wondering if he even has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in Jersey because of all these new people.
Yeah.
And their credibility that they have that he doesn't.
Yeah, and also, like, it's legitimate, like, hardened people.
Right.
And Tony's fat and soft, like,
I thought
physically.
he was the motherfucking fucking one.
He is, but at the same time, it's like he's, spoiled.
Yeah.
And these guys are fucking hardened criminals. And I mean, Tony's obviously a hardened criminal, but these guys have like put in the hours of like a tough fucking life.
I love that throughout the process of this show, like you started loving Tony, but then when you saw people more hardened and more badass than Tony, you started going in their direction. Like you kind of liked Richie. You really liked Ralphie.
Yes.
You immediately, like to the point where you're
Feech.
texting me, you like Feech, you
And
love
Phil.
Phil Leotardo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you like that sort of hardened badass. That's what you're watching for.
And Tony was more of a hardened badass in the beginning, and then he just turned into this like manipulative dickhead.
But also, he wasn't being compared
right
to real badasses, right? Like he wasn't
right.
He didn't have that.
I would rather get beaten than like verbally abused. Like I would rather be hit than have to deal with like the psychology of someone's behavior, if that makes sense.
Your heart is more sensitive than your bones.
Yes. And I liked Tony when he was like harder, but he's just turned into a fucking dickhead, like especially with his just burning of these bridges of relationships that could help him later because he can't handle anything. Just like he walks out on dinner with Junior. He never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Like
he said,
Tony's
it so many
just
times.
such a pussy emotionally. He just gets so upset over the littlest things. Like even Tony, boy, are you fat?
He got really pissed.
Yeah.
You got to respect.
He's a fucking child.
But you got to respect the boss. You can't be allowing people to be saying stuff like that. And quite frankly, when Tony's trying to set up a power sharing structure with New York, and Junior is next to him in a mafia meeting, saying that he never had the makings of a varsity athlete, that's not helpful.
Right.
That's not helpful.
No, not at all.
And what is Tony going to do? Kill his uncle?
But again, these things are happening because I feel like nobody's fearing Tony the way they used to.
How does he get there? How does he get
He's
back?
got to fucking start killing people.
Yeah.
He's got to start putting bullets in the back of people's heads and fucking showing that he's the motherfucking fucking one.
Well, he fell into it again with poor Sal Vitro.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Well,
why does Paulie give a shit about his aunt's gardener? Like what? Well, I feel like it again is Paulie trying to prove
it's his mom, right?
It's his aunt.
Oh.
Paulie's trying to prove like I'm the tough one in the crew. I got more seniority, and Feech doesn't give a fuck.
Well, Feech specifically said he wasn't going to step on anybody's toes.
And all he's doing is stomping around in steel-toed boots.
Running over him with trucks.
Yeah.
Breaking everyone's toes. And he broke poor Sal Vitro's arm.
Yeah.
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 But it was interesting that as Tony has to help Sal, that he doesn't really help him in the sense that, like, he puts Sal in a position to help Tony.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Sal is stuck doing free lawns.
1,500, and then it goes down to 1,000, and Paulie gives him 5 because he pockets 5. Like, Paulie is such a piece of shit.
Yeah. Now, what about Feech kind of acquiescing and going like, okay, I'm sorry, Tony, you're right.
Well, first of all, I like how Feach alphas Paulie.
Yeah.
He doesn't call him Paulie, he calls him Paul. And he's like, going back to the can. You go by my book, you go back in the can or whatever. He's like, good for you. Your book means ungats. And that's showing he doesn't give a fuck about going back to jail. He'll fucking beat the shit out of Paulie and go back to jail and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, do you think, looking at Feach in this episode, right? In this, talking about like the Salvitro thing and everything and the dynamics, do you think Tony's at all concerned after living through the relationship with Richie and the relationship with Ralphie and seeing what happens? Do you think Tony has gotten wiser from any of those relationships? Because it just seems like there's more and more people around him, like you just said, challenging his authority in different ways.
Well, it seems like Feach likes Corrado because Feach respects the old school like way of what it should be, and he doesn't like Tony. Feach doesn't like Tony.
And he doesn't respect. He doesn't respect his young guy leadership.
No. He defers to Corrado. He brings shit over to Corrado. He's always asking like, how's Don Tony or whatever, Don Antonio, or like, he's info seeking with Paulie. He does something. I forget where he asks also about Tony or whatever, but he doesn't really like Tony. I don't think he respects Tony.
No.
And he always goes to Corrado.
You like that? Because you like Feach? Or you're annoyed by it?
Well, I like Feach because he reminds me of my grandfather in that he always has like a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like likable and everybody likes Feach,
Right.
But I also like how he flies off the handle, and he
like you on a bicycle.
Respect, yeah. And this happened even before I saw Feach.
The bicycle happened. That's good to know. If it had happened after, it probably would have gotten a lot uglier.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the guy would have broken his arm. They'd have to give me a
5 to me.
Kick up to me.
It's 5 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. So Junior thinks that he's
poor Junior.
He thinks he's
Larry David.
He thinks he's Larry David.
He thinks he's Larry David.
Watching Curb, and
so sad.
He thinks he's on television. What do you think of this? That it appears that after pretending he had dementia for all this time, that it may be setting in?
I mean, is it a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because if that's the case, I'm going to pretend I got a big old cock.
I don't think it works that
What?
way.
No. I think it's really sad what's happened to Corrado, And then he goes out. I love how he tells the cops to shit in their hat. That's a phrase I'm going to use from now on.
What, when he's out there in Newark looking
shit
for...
in your hat. Yeah.
Johnny Boy runs this place.
He goes to fucking... That place, he's looking for his brother, those guys kick him out. Who was the chick on the park bench? That homeless woman. Did he have relations with her? Did she know him, or was she trying to get $1?
I don't think she knew him.
I thought it was going to be something from his past.
Yeah.
Like, you did this to my family, or like, you remember me. You set my parents' house on fire because they like, but that didn't really go anywhere for me.
No, I think she was they were just trying to show how far he had fallen
out of his element.
Yeah,
right,
and that this is who he's having conversations with now. That this is like a guy who is he's a mob boss. He was running Jersey, and now he's sitting on a bench with no shoes on, having a conversation with this person.
Well, that's funny because I was in detox back in 2010, and there was this woman who looked exactly like that woman without teeth, and her name was Darlene, and she was a hooker, and I was the only one that was nice to her in detox, and I found her walking on Route 13 in Delaware, and I picked her up for a ride. She goes, Ian, when we got there, she goes, Ian, you're so sweet. You want me to suck your dick? Like, no, Darlene, save it for someone else. Come on. This is just act of kindness,
Honestly, that's nice of both of you.
Yeah.
You're both good people.
Yeah. That would have been terrible for me to take a dick suck.
No, if you had said yes, I'd be like, Darlene seems like a wonderful person. You're scum.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it because I'm not scum.
You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
Honestly, Delaware's best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Which says a lot about Delaware.
It does.
It does.
Well, I think I'm leaning more towards a Feach persona, so I'm glad you've changed your tune.
Mm-hmm.
You mean un gats.
So, the varsity athlete thing comes up again before he wanders off into Newark, and the cops have to bring it. By the way, also sad that the cops didn't believe that this could possibly be Junior Soprano.
I know. He's really fallen far.
Quickly,
And
very quickly.
also, at the same time, while this is going on, Bobby Bacala is going, fucking crazy looking for him. And Janice is just, what do you know, being a fat snake pig yet again.
Well, what did you think of Tony putting his hands on Janice?
Loved it. Loved every second of it.
You thought she deserved it?
Yeah, absolutely.
He was choking her.
Good.
That's got
Choke her more.
That's got to be tough. Imagine if you're married to your boss's sister, and then your boss starts choking her. You're like, I don't want to get involved.
I was feeling so bad for Bobby, and he goes, "You want more? What's he go?" He goes, "You want more responsibility? Start with controlling your wife." Oh, God. But yeah, Janice yet again. FSPing it up, sleeping all the time, saying, well, at least Barbara's kids are normal, calling Bobby's kids not normal, taking away his chocolate milk. Just so fucking rude and mean. Terrible, terrible, terrible person.
Do you think she's worried about Junior?
No.
Not at all?
No, she's worried about her lumbar figs disease. What's it called? Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no, I know what you're talking about.
She's got, what's the name of her thing?
I can't remember.
Come on.
I don't remember what it's called.
Lumbar Feach syndrome?
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Lumbar Feach. Delaware's best.
Epstein-Barr.
Epstein-Barr is what it was. You nailed it. And that's weird, because usually that name is tip of the tongue for you.
I was going to say, who goes to the Epstein-Barr? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay, so he says varsity athlete a few times at dinner again. Like, varsity athlete is a big thing. That's then they get into the fight and everything. What did you think of Tony coming to terms with Junior's dementia and like having to sit down, like at the end of the when he finally sits down?
Well, he saw the doctor at the golf course.
Yeah.
And, again, he finds out Janice is being an FSP. And,
yeah.
The doctor, I think that was divine intervention that doctor came, talked to him, because it gave Tony a different way of looking at it. And, dude, that is such a sad, heartbreaking moment on the couch.
I mean, it is, but like,
I feel like I'm going to cry right now. It is just so emotionally brutal.
But to me, you also see the inherent selfishness of the Soprano family. Like, you see Tony's mom seeping in when Tony goes, why couldn't you just repeat something nice? Why does it have to be mean? It's like, it's not about you, Tony. Like, Junior's not making these choices. And it's like, it's not about your feelings. Like, Junior's not.
In a way, yes, I will agree. But I will also say, in that moment, in that last scene, I saw a sad, neglected, hurt little boy. Of just little Tony Soprano.
No wonder you think Feach is cooler.
Why?
Because it's easy to beat up tiny little hurt, neglected people.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't, but that's the other thing, right? That you don't see that side of
Tony.
But you really don't see that side of Feach or Phil. All these side characters,
right? Well, again,
that come across as tougher and less vulnerable,
right?
Because we're spending so much time with Tony, we are getting exposed to his vulnerabilities. It is clouding how we see him.
But again, that question comes up: is Tony a sociopath? And every time you think he is, I feel that a little bit of emotion, a little bit of caring, a little bit of,
But he was still about himself. He was still talking about, I want you to be nicer to me. He was still saying, like, do you even love me?
Is that not a need? A base need from one person to another, one family member to another? Was that not him? I mean, it was so heartbreaking to go, I mean, don't you love me? Like, that is so sad.
He's got dementia. It's about him now. It's not about you.
Yeah, but Junior made everything about him for so long.
Made everything about himself?
Yes.
Or about, yeah.
You know, and yes, Tony can't see that it's fully dementia, but I think it's all coming to a head where all Tony wants is to be loved. He never got love from anyone.
He wants to be loved on his own terms.
He never got love from anyone in his family except for Carmela and his kids.
That's pretty good.
What?
If you've got Carmela
anyone
and the kids,
anyone in his childhood, anyone in his adult family relationships, even his friendships, he doesn't get real love. He does get it from Carmen and his kids, and he fucking blows it time and time again.
That's what I'm saying.
But again,
and he chooses the relationships to have with the people around him. He chooses to create relationships.
I don't know. Maybe it's my own thing of like not feeling loved as a kid from certain family members, but that really, really broke my heart of him just going, I mean, don't you love me? And then Corrado getting tears in his eyes. Because again, like Tony he's got to hide everything from his wife and kids. That's the thing. His love is compartmentalized with his family.
Yes.
And with these people, he shared almost more intimate moments with than his own family. Like he's killed with these people. He's shared these things that only each other will know, yet he can't be vulnerable, emotional, and intimate with them on a level that he desperately needs in a friendship.
I love that point because it's almost like, yeah, he gets love from his wife and his kids, but
they don't know what he goes through.
They don't even know him. Is that does he consider that real love when he has to hide the majority of what he does from those people? Like maybe it doesn't count. Like the people who know him and know what he does, those are the people he can't get love from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, like that moment was just so shattering to me of just like this little boy wanting to be loved. And Corrado couldn't even say it. He just started tearing up and that was it. That was just so fucking heartbreaking for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they do a really good job of like adding human vulnerability to these worlds where it just doesn't exist. It's not accepted.
That's the thing. I mean, you just said it. Like I used to love Tony and now I'm like, oh, gots. And then again, at the end of this episode, I just want to fucking hug him and love him.
Yes.
And I feel so hard for him when I was just talking about how I'm over him and I hate him. And it's just this thing of right when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Isn't it amazing how they can somehow create the worst human being you've ever seen?
And then I'm sitting there tearing up watching him at the end of this episode.
And you're justifying his selfishness because you have so much sympathy for him.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. Leaving this episode.
Go ahead. Real quick.
Please.
Has there been a sadder ending to an episode we've seen so far?
I mean, in the sense that I don't know, I would have to really look up stuff, but like not in the sense that like this one just sits. It just sits like, like this is one of those sadnesses.
Even the music at the end.
Because it's like, this is one of those sadnesses where it's like, there is no cure.
Yeah.
This doesn't get better. This isn't an action. This isn't death. This is just, we're sitting in this. This is just going to exist, and it is what it is.
It's just, don't you love me? And then June just tears up, and he can't even look at him. And it's like, what the fuck? He goes against the mafia code of eating pussy, but he won't share emotion?
South of the border.
Like, I don't...
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have a show if these guys were emotionally in tune.
You're right. And isn't it amazing, too? This is what's unbelievable. That, like, Uncle June tried to have Tony murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Tony knows this.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that's so...
And he still wants his love.
Right. That's just that's such
Again, wow.
You're
right.
Yeah. Like, we accept so much. Like,
Yeah.
that's such just an occupational hazard.
I totally forgot that. Yes.
That's so nuts.
And he still wants him to love him and be his uncle and take care of this little boy.
And expects it. Goes like,
wow. Oh.
wild, huh?
Yeah.
And we just accept so much in this world. So, okay, so coming out of episode 3, do you think Tony's threats are most dangerous on the inside of his organization or the outside?
What threats? What are you talking about?
Meaning like the sort of always hovering dangers that exist kind of just as a constant over Tony. Whether it's...
Well, he's got a new danger in New York because fucking Christopher shoots himself in the foot at that sit down, specifically tells him not to talk.
Yeah.
And Christopher tries to be fucking Captain Resolution.
Yeah.
Scares Johnny off. We already know Johnny is a fucking hothead.
He's a hothead. He doesn't want to work with Will Carmine.
But I mean, it's a thing of like, somehow Tony's like, this could work to our advantage. I don't see how it could work to their advantage so far. But I mean, the fact of the matter is someone's got to die. There's got to be heads cracked because Tony is losing power. Tony is losing legitimacy amongst his own crew.
Okay, so where does Tony hit first? New York or his own crew?
I think he hits that phone and makes sure it doesn't go off during the show. What do you think of that?
My phone's allowed to ring if I don't answer it during the show.
I got mine on Do Not Disturb, but
That would have been...
I mean,
yeah,
it's all right. You never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
I don't think I did.
I think heads are going to roll. I don't think he's got to kill anyone in his own crew because at the same time, while Feach is like going rogue, he is still like earning in a way.
Right. And he coexisted
earn...
with Ralphie for a long time.
Yeah. And
theoretically, he could still be coexisting with Ralphie. He got emotional.
Huh?
When he killed Ralphie. Like there was no, like the only reason he killed Ralphie was because he got overly emotional.
Oh.
Like he could, theoretically, if he hadn't lost his cool, he could still coexist with Ralphie.
Totally.
Like they were able to maintain business.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And so I think Tony's got to put his foot down in a way with Feach that like makes him realize, like smack him up or is Feach made?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's got to do something, but I don't think killing or anything. Maybe it's a play on New York. I just don't know where. I haven't really thought about it that much. Like I said, this episode really took the wind out of me with Tony.
It's highly emotional. It's just an emotional season with all the family stuff going on. It's very emotions are high. It's a lot of sadness.
I think a way for Tony to get respect and get back out on top is if he kills Janice. Just take out the fat snake pig. Bobby will be better. The kids hate her.
Smart. Probably the way
to go. She's a headache.
Probably the way to go. Well, look. We appreciate you. We hope that this hasn't been a headache for you. If it has been, or if it hasn't been,
go ahead. Go get some Advil and fucking fix yourself and tune in next week. What do you say?
How about this a fangul?
I'm a fangul.
Yeah. Leave a commentatory down below. And let us know what you think, maybe where the threats are coming from. No spoilers, and we appreciate the fact that there haven't been any spoilers.
Yes, thank you. And if you got spoilers, the fangul!
That's right.
Spoilers don't mean no gods!
That's right. I couldn't have said it better.
Go back to France, pussy. Boy, bomberclot. What?
You're an Ali G guy?
Boom, shakalak.
Just hit subscribe. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Mercy.
On The Sopranos. Prima Volta.
Feach. You son of a feach.
What?
Hey, I'll see you Lamana. Like manana?
No, I know.
But Lamana. Lamana Latata. Like Hakuna Matata.
It's a wonderful phrase.
Uh-huh. Are you into women or Laman? If I ever get my car pregnant, I gotta take her to a Le Mans class. Le Mans class.
Can I push the button?
Did I tell you I might get a new car?
No.
Yeah.
What kind of car?
A Le Mans Miata.
Oh, God.
Yeah, push the button. I saw La Mana.
Say it.
Oh.